So, hey everyone and welcome. My name is John Nerrell. This is my weekly Facebook Live. I want to welcome you to show 55, which is all about bringing closure to a project. If you are new, welcome. If you've been around for a while, it's great to have you back. If you haven't checked out my website, I've got a lot of great information that's up there in the Learning Hub where I post all of these videos and my blogs. But there's also a great resource on my website called 3 Steps to Creating Your Next Advancement Opportunity Without Feeling Overwhelmed. Gives you 3 very simple strategies to help you figure out whatever is next for you and your career. All you need to do is click on the link, enter your email information. You'll get an email to confirm your email subscription. You'll download the workbook after that, and it also puts you into my email community where I email everyone each week around various leadership and career topics. So again, thanks everybody for being here. Seeing some great chats going on. Today is show 55. It is all about bringing closure to a project. And this has a little duality because this, in its current iteration, is the last Facebook Live that I am doing. And so when I thought about closing out this Facebook Live and closing out projects, the biggest thing for me, again, has been this conversation we've talked about before, is how does our work specifically align to our core values? What I have often seen in the workplace is that when projects come to a close or when school years end, there can be a rush or a hurriness to simply get it done, pass the ball, get things over to the other people, or just end it and be done with it. And we're missing so much because of it. I have a really good friend of mine who shared this idea with me last week, who was listening to a podcast, and the host of the podcast had said, never underestimate the closing of a show. I want to say the podcast was Live at 5, hosted by Seth Rudetsky. It's a Broadway and theater podcast, but was just talking about how shows close and to never underestimate that last performance because it actually may end up being your best. And what people learn during that performance, they can take with them elsewhere, and they can move what they've learned forward into whatever is next for them. So I want to hold a space today, and I want to acknowledge that there's been a lot of learning, not only in the 55 shows that I've done with this Facebook Live, but also in terms of this project and about getting all the technology stuff taken care of and how to follow up with people and how to put myself in front of a camera and speak competently and confidently, which when I go back and every now and then look at the first couple of shows, I'm like, not really so sure about that. But we did it, and we did it together. And so when we bring a project to a close, how do we get to honor those core values? How do we get to ensure that all the work we've needed to have done is fully completed? And if you work in a company where your project is ending, but you're handing it off to another vendor or another company, how do you ensure that everything is kind of tightened up into a nice, neat little package and you've put the bow on it and you've passed it off, okay? How do you do that, right? So if this is resonating, give me a like, give me a like, give me a heart, something like that. I'm stealing that from my friend Mark, who we just kind of did that on his last show. So Mark, thank you. You ever been out to dinner and a waiter or waitress or server, it was in the middle of their shift, and so they passed it off to somebody else, and the quality of service wasn't as good, or maybe it was better, who knows, right? We look for that transition, and we want to make sure that transition is as smooth as possible, right? There's no bumps in the road with it. So I'm inviting you today to think about the projects that you're currently working on and how you are honoring them with the quality of work that you are doing right up to the very end. As school teachers, we love the end of the year because summer vacation was coming and the students love summer vacation. There was a lot of excitement and energy in the air and going on. And you could tell both the students and the teachers who were dialing it in those last few weeks where they just wanted to get it done. And I'm not going to lie, there were times when I kind of felt that way too for whatever else I had going on. But I can tell you without a doubt that when I doubled down on the things that I was doing the last 3 weeks to make those experiences fun for my students and informative, that we didn't have any issues. We enjoyed the time that we got to be together. We got some learning done, and we got to close out the year meaningfully and purposefully and intentionally. And that's what I think is what we all want, right? Is just to show up energetically and professionally to close out that project as best as possible. And so for this Facebook Live, when I look at the work that we've been able to do, I'm really, really proud of it. I'm going to tell you, there's a few shows that haven't made it up to the website yet because they still need a little bit of editing, but I am working on that. But I'm so excited to have these 55 shows housed on the website and the YouTube channel for people to access and to get information about various leadership and career topics. And so, like I said to you, this Facebook Live in this current version ends today, but it is also not over. So I'm going to take next week off. I'm going to give myself a little break. I'm also turning 50 on Friday, so I'm giving myself a birthday week to just kind of rest and relax and everything. But starting the week of April 15th, this Facebook Live transitions to a completely new format, an interview show. So I'm so excited that I get to bring to you people who are willing to share their stories about either how they've gone about creating their next advancement opportunity in their careers, and or how they've been able to show up energetically and professionally in the workplace to make the impact they know that they're capable of. So I've got some guests that are already lined up. I'm super excited to welcome them in. It's going to be a different technology lift for me, which we're going to figure it all out. But we've got some really interesting guests that are already lined up for the first few weeks. The one thing that you need to know is that because this will be an interview format, I need to meet those guests where they are at, and 1 p.m. on Wednesday isn't always the best time. The default time is always going to be at 1 o'clock on Wednesdays, but you need to follow the Facebook page so you can see when that weekly live event's going to be. My goal is to have it either on a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. It will always be housed on the Facebook page. I'm going to post it on the YouTube channel and on my website. But what I'm so excited about is there are guests that are already lined up from different professions, different backgrounds, different experiences, different ages, where it is an opportunity for them to share their story about their next advancement opportunity and how they show up energetically and professionally. And I get to just sit back and let them tell their story and bring that to you. So if you know someone, or if you yourself would love to come on and be a guest, all you need to do is email me at john@johnnarrow.com or message me here in the Facebook page, and you and I will have a conversation about what you can bring to the show, and we will get you on and get that interview and get it out there. So I welcome anybody just who, like I said, who wants to come on and be a guest. We are starting to book guests now, literally for the next few months. And so welcome, because we're going to take this Facebook Live show to a 2.0 level. And we're going to bring you a whole lot more interesting information around these particular leadership and career topics, which I am so excited to go ahead and do. All right. Wow, thank you so much. Hey, Pete, it is good to see you, my friend. And baseball season is upon us. So that is awesome. It is good to see you. And Pete, I am so proud of the work you are doing. Keep up the great work in your MBA program and everything. Great job. Jeff. Come on, Jeff. It'd be great to have you on the show. Come on. Jason, good seeing you. I hope things are good for you where you are. I'm going to look for an update. And now, Mark, it's all good. We're going to get Mark on the show too, hopefully really, really soon. So that would be awesome. So glad you are here and everything. So I got my Mr. Potato Head. If you have not seen this before, but I keep my little Mr. Potato Head here that I used to keep in my office. So there is my homage. And you can't, if I move the bowling pin, Pete, there's a whole bunch of Yankee books over here too that I keep on the desk. So one of these days I'll just have to do it in my jersey. Yeah. Hey, Pete, if you haven't had a chance to check out the book Seeing Home by Ed Lucas, it's a great read. It is totally Yankees focused, and I'm happy to have a conversation with you offline about it as well. So if you haven't had a chance to read that book, that's really, really good. All right. What other questions? Oh, Jeff. Yeah. All right, I get it. Yes, Jeff, there was a time I too went to Orioles games because we went to school in Baltimore together. I sung the national anthem at the Memorial Stadium. I get it. Still pinstripes ran me though. Absolutely. All right. Gretchen, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah. So this is all good. And so as we go ahead and bring this episode to a close, I want to thank you all for joining and participating and for bringing your energy. And I'm super excited about what's next. So again, we're going to take next week off. And I look forward to seeing you back the week of April 15th for whatever, for our first guest, which is really, really close to being locked down. So again, stay tuned for when that episode's going to be there. If you are not part of my email community, you need to be, because you're going to get updates on these shows and episodes. You can do it one of two ways. You can go download the workbook on my website. That'll put you into the email community, or just email me at john@johnnerrell.com, and I will manually add you and get you in there so you get the information and the updates each and every week. All right. Everybody, thank you so much. It's been great. I wish you a great rest of the day. Be safe, be well, and I will see you again the week of April 15th, if not sooner. But know that I am filled with a lot of gratitude for these past 55 shows, and I can't wait for show 56 because you're going to love it. Thank you so much. Have a great day, everybody. Be well. Take care. Bye-bye.